at Christmas Eve, the kind that makes people hurry home with their collars pulled up and their hearts a little heavier. Mark, a single dad working 2 jobs, was driving back from a late grocery shift, exhausted but determined to make Christmas feel magical for his 7-year-old son, Liam. He clutched the small bag of last-minute dollar store gifts on the passenger seat, hoping they'd be enough. As he slowed at a red light near the back of an old strip mall, something caught his eye, something small, shivering, and digging through a trash bin. It was a little girl in a torn pink jacket. And whatever she was searching for, she was desperate. Before we continue, take a moment to subscribe, like, and share your thoughts with us. Your support keeps stories like this alive on Kindness World, where we believe a single good act can change everything. Mark hesitated only a second before pulling over. He stepped out into the freezing air and walked toward her quietly so he wouldn't scare her. She didn't hear him at first. She was too busy digging through bags, pushing aside empty cans, broken boxes, and old receipts. Her small hands were red from the cold. A thin braid hung down her back, stiff with frost. "Hey," Mark said softly, careful not to sound threatening. "Are you okay?" The girl jerked up, startled. Her big brown eyes were wide with fear at first, but then they softened. She looked around as if expecting someone else to appear, an adult, a guardian, someone. But no one came. "I'm fine," she whispered, hugging herself. "I'm just looking for something." "In the trash?" Mark asked gently. She lowered her eyes. "It's for my brother. He still believes in Santa." Those words hit Mark like a punch. He knew how it felt to want to protect a child's hope. He knew how heavy it was to carry Christmas on your shoulders when you were barely holding yourself together. "What are you looking for?" he asked. "A toy," she said. "Anything that still works. Just something I can clean up and wrap. Something he'll smile at in the morning." Snowflakes drifted past the dim parking lot lights. Mark felt them melting on his eyelashes, but it was the warmth blooming in his chest that he noticed the most. This girl wasn't digging through trash for herself, she was doing it for someone she loved. "What's your name?" he asked. "Maya." He introduced himself, keeping his voice calm and friendly. "Maya, where are your parents?" She swallowed. "It's just my mom. She's working tonight. She didn't want to, but they told her she had to or she'd lose the job. We don't have money for presents this year. I didn't want my brother to know." Mark felt a lump rise in his throat. He remembered the Christmas after his wife passed away, when he had to explain to little Liam why Santa had only brought a coloring book and a pack of crayons. He remembered the shame, the helplessness, the heartbreak of wanting to give more. "I think I can help," he said. Maya shook her head quickly. No, it's okay. I wasn't supposed to talk to strangers. I just need one small thing." "You're not in trouble," Mark assured her. "But it's freezing. You shouldn't be out here alone." She looked down, and her shoulders trembled, not just from cold now, but from the weight of responsibility no child should have to carry. "Come on," Mark said gently. "I'm not going to let you go through trash on Christmas Eve." He led her to his car, keeping a respectful distance so she wouldn't feel scared. Inside, he turned up the heat. His car was old, the kind with a squeaky fan and warm air that smelled like dust, but Maya's face softened as she warmed her hands. "Where do you live?" he asked. She gave an address only a few blocks away, in one of the aging apartment complexes with drafty windows and staircases that creaked. Mark glanced at the bag of cheap toys he'd bought for Liam, little action figures, a plastic truck, crayons, a coloring book. They weren't expensive, but they were new, clean, and wrapped in bright colors. "Hey, Maya," he said slowly, "I don't have much, but I have a couple extra things. Would your brother like these?" He reached into the bag and pulled out the toy truck and the coloring book. Maya stared at them like they were made of gold. But, they're new, she whispered. New doesn't matter, Mark said. What matters is someone cares. Her eyes filled with tears she tried hard not to let fall. Are you sure? He nodded. Absolutely. And, your son? She asked. He'll be okay, Mark said with a smile. He has me. And tomorrow he'll have waffles shaped like snowmen, which is all he really wants anyway. Maya hugged the toys to her chest as though she could absorb their warmth. Thank you. My brother's going to think Santa remembered him. Mark drove her home. When she stepped out of the car, she turned back. I know you don't know us, she said softly. But you didn't treat me like trash. Thank you for that. Her words lingered with him the whole way home. He put Liam to bed, kissed his forehead, and sat in the dim living room staring at the blinking lights of their small tree. He felt different. Like something inside him had shifted. Like maybe, even in his struggle, he still had something to give. The next afternoon, after opening presents and eating too many snowman waffles, there was a knock at Mark's door. When he opened it, Maya and her little brother stood there holding a plate of cookies, some burnt, some misshapen, all made with obvious love. Their mom stood behind them, eyes tired but grateful. You helped my kids last night, she said. I don't have the right words, but, thank you. Then she handed him a small card. Inside were words written in a child's handwriting, thank you for being our Christmas angel. Mark felt tears sting his eyes. He opened his door wider. Come in. We've got cocoa. The apartment filled with laughter, warmth, and something none of them had expected, family, even if only for a little while. Kindness works like that. It grows. It stretches. It connects people who might otherwise pass each other without a second glance. Sometimes it arrives in the form of a toy truck. Sometimes in a plate of burnt cookies. But always, always, it leaves the world warmer. So as you go on with your day, remember this, you don't need money to change someone's life. You don't need perfect timing. You don't need grand gestures. You just need a heart willing to see someone else's hurt, and to offer what you can.